Dan?
Talk to me, Terry.
I believe we've got something from the heart we need to say.
Genuinely, yes.
Yep. What is it?
So for the final time,
unfortunately,
we are brought to you by
TopSport.
Great mates at TopSport. They're being amalgamated into another company.
Yep.
Google the news if you want. We just want to say a heartfelt thank you to Tristan and the team. They believed in us from pretty much the first episode.
Always had our back. Jumped on the 6-hour Super Saturday. Fantastic. We really thank them. So as Dan said, for the last time, this episode brought to you by the good people at TopSport. Dan.
Talk to me, Terry.
Again, this is a big weekend of footy.
Huge weekend of football.
Huge weekend of footy. Upsets galore.
It was. Hard to tip for some of us.
Yeah. Look, I don't know where we start, so let's start with the reverse crackdown.
I was going to say, have you got a little bit of a HIA, Terry?
I think I'm a bit fuzzy. I think I got hit in the head while I was on the ground by Reid Marnie last night.
Look, he might have.
Yeah.
He was swinging. Kids were falling over and everyone's watching the bunny. Got to watch for Reid Marnie too.
Yeah.
Shark Park's a dangerous place to be. This past weekend, Terry, I saw 4, Jerome Luai being the final straw is why I put this on the list. Incidents where it's like, oh, that's a sin bin. Mm-hmm. And the rest are going, nah.
Yeah, I generally like the thing is I take the Canberra game, the Canberra Cowboys game, right? Josh Papali'i was put on report for a tackle that wouldn't have even hurt a butterfly.
Yep.
The first one, the guy was falling, hits his arm, right? So he was on report and I thought, he's got no case to answer for that. Legitimately, 2 tackles later, he smashes a bloke in the face. And you have to think that the referee has gone, right, you're on report down there, you're on report here, that you're going for 10. He stops, and he waits, and he waits, and he's listening to the bunker, and then he says, yeah, Josh, you're on report. All right, okay, I hear you. Now, the next game, Reid Marnie hits Toby Rudolph, and again, Rudolph's going to the ground. Gets him around the chin. I thought penalty. I was a little bit shocked that Marnie got put on report for that one.
Yep.
If it like penalty suffice.
Yeah, I agree.
There was nothing that Marnie could do about that. Toby just got into the wrong spot and Marnie got his body into the wrong spot, right? That's an accident, but it's a penalty.
Yep, agreed.
Then we see Atkinson on the ground and like Marnie literally could have just gone and put a finger on him, tackle completed. But he dove shoulder first into the back of his head. A penalty happens, a melee happens. Everyone, the commentators, the crowd are waiting for Marnie to get sin-binned. And again, he waits.
Yep.
And he's listening. And the commentators are going, is he going to get sent off?
Yeah. Yeah, there was a long delay.
And then he just gets put on report. That was a bin.
Yeah, that was. And Jerome Luai got to the bloke, as he did last year.
Left his feet.
And it was like, oh, well, finally they're going to do it. I feel like last year they over-penalised. Anything that was head high was straight to sin bin. This feels like a massive overcorrection.
Do you remember when they did it at Magic Round?
Yeah, and they were like 17.
Where you touched the bloke on the chin and you went to the bin, right? That was way too much. Yep. I thought last year was the perfect balance because there wasn't really one that you turn around and went, that's a soft bin.
Yeah, that's true.
It's generally the forceful ones to the head. And then Satili Tupanua gets binned for a shot that wasn't late.
No.
And they said it was dangerous contact because he didn't wrap his arms.
Yeah.
But what was more dangerous, that or the bloke on the ground?
The bloke on just touching on, because we're going to go to Reid. That was a sin bin. I thought Luai was gone. Papali'i was gone. The others they got right. So 2 out of 5, that's not great. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there's been a huge overcorrection and I don't like it because you're going to see next weekend some bloke can be coat hanged, or some bloke's going to love tap and be sin bin and everyone's going to blow up and go, look at what's happened. It's that swell, Terry. I feel it.
But so this is the thing. They've stopped the communication now to the fans saying what they're cracking down on. They've stopped Graham Annesley's Monday show, which is fine until stuff like this happens. Yeah. Because we don't know what's a crackdown, what's been pulled back. Like, if you're going to take Annesley away, good, glad you did. You need to put publications out saying, hey, maybe we went a bit too hard on the sin bins and send-offs last year.
Yeah, fair.
But no one knows what's happening.
Well, they don't. And again, there's going to be something happening this weekend. Everyone's going to look back at this tape and go, boys.
14,000 people at Shark Park, including Dogs fans, are expecting Reid Marnie to get sin binned, and then he stayed on and he laughed about it.
Yeah, he did. And then in the end, let's move on to the Reid Marnie. Because I thought I was expecting a sin bin. I was okay with it not being because I hate the fact that players stay down and make no... Like, I'm not blaming Dan Atkinson. He tucked his head because he knew he was going to cop one. Marnie should have hit him in the body. He's fair game. If he drops like a body slam in the wrestling or, you know...
Yeah, like, go and do a front flip on his torso.
That's absolutely fine. As soon as you make contact with the head, forcefully, should have been sin binned, or penalty, should have been suspended for a week.
Yeah.
He's come out and he's copped 2 fines. I think the first one, as you mentioned earlier, was a bit harsh. The second one was way too lenient.
Like if Reed slides and hits that shoulder in the back, you're probably going, oh, that's a bit of a
it's a cheap shot, but it's legal. Yeah.
But then you turn around and go, well, it's Reed Marnie, right? Yeah. But he shouldered him in the head, and you're like, well, it's Reed Marnie. Yeah,
it was Reed Marnie. Yeah. After the game, he did say it's dogs football. I'm not going to leave him. Fine. Just don't shoulder him in the head. Yeah. And he very obviously was aiming for the bloke's head, because you see him eye to the back of the head, lean in and go the second.
But this is it now. The next time Reed Marnie gets sin binned, he should feel aggrieved because he didn't get sin binned for that.
That's fair. But he and Hetherington will go one-on-one.
Yeah, this I'm glad, because the judiciary could have turned around and gone, yeah, we're going to suspend him. And then they turn around and say, you know what, there's actually a fair chance that Jack Hetherington punches him in the nose this week.
Yeah, and God, that's going to be fun. I hope it doesn't happen, but that would be hilarious.
The no punch rule, right? You've got to have a look at it now and go, well, the no punch rule, we can probably throw a punch and not get binned. Because they're not binning anything else.
Yeah, well, as long as you hit him in the head.
And that's the worst thing. At that point in time there, he hasn't been binned and the Sharks couldn't win the game. No one snotted Reed Marnie. Like, even when he had a run from dummy half, no one coat hanged him, no one jumped on his head, no one did anything to him.
Yeah,
that was a soft underbelly.
Yeah, it was. Cronulla needed to whack him legally or illegally.
No, illegally.
But, you know, not for a second am I blaming that.
No.
We'll talk more about that in the Shark segment.
No, but
you look at it.
You twist the rules to your favour, and Reed Marnie knew, as you said, he knew what he was doing. He was going there to make a statement, and he did it, and he dared the referee to bin him, and Chris Butler, dropped a turd in the middle of the field and didn't do it.
Chris Butler is a turd, but that's another rant for another day. Yeah. Just going on from this ridiculous fine system, you bagged it last year, rightfully. Josh Papali'i got fined this weekend, and it said third offence, and it had a contrary conduct, which I actually missed. So he must have told the referee to go and do one, you know, as we all have in the heat of the moment. And it had fifth charge, $1,600 fine. What's the point of this system? Yeah. It's to deter future suspensions. So if I go in and elbow a bloke at work tomorrow and they go, if you do that 7 more times, you're probably in a bit of trouble. I'm going to do it 6 more times. Yeah, that's all Papali'i's done is dumb.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't like this fine system. It doesn't make any sense. And I know they're trying to say because we don't want to suspend the players, but if you've got to suspend them, suspend them.
Suspend them. It's to AFL, and anything AFL is bad.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of bad.
Oh, nice segue.
Vegas. Oh. Is it bad? Is it good? Is it indifferent? I'm on the fence about Vegas at the moment because I spoke to a lot of people who said the spectacle was great. I saw a friend Dave on Friday night at the takeaway shop, and he said best stadium he's ever been to. It's air conditioned. There's Wi-Fi. You can scan a QR code and they bring a beer and stuff to your seat, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
So that's off the field, right?
Yeah.
On the field, we got beat.
Yep. It's short. It's hot.
Yeah, we got beat, but it was air conditioned.
Yeah, well.
We went home though. We had a week off because we didn't play the next weekend. We went to Townsville and won. Went to South Sydney and won. And then last night we looked leggy, right? You take the Warriors. They had a week off. They were in New Zealand.
Yeah, but they got
weeks.
to go home for 3 weeks.
They were, and then Penrith, I don't think have left.
No,
Sydney.
but Penrith suck. And
Penrith don't have a home ground anyway.
No, and Canberra, the other team, who also got resold to North Queensland. So
yeah, but they got resold to North Queensland in round 4.
Yeah, which last year. So Vegas itself. I love the event. Huge win.
I've got the perfect solution for Vegas.
Perfect. I'll just have a bit of a rant and you say that. Mm-hmm. Last year, all 3 teams played each other and they all flew the exact same things. Mm-hmm. The Warriors are the only team that benefit coming back for Vegas because Penrith haven't won in Australia. Cronulla have beaten 2 ordinary sides and got beaten by the good side
dogs,
they faced. Yeah. Canberra 1 and 2 back in Australia. The only team that have won 3 straight are the Warriors, who got to sit at home for 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. People had to travel to them. That's a huge... Now, you could argue they're going to be disadvantaged because they've got to come to Australia every second week. But that's no coincidence. Last year, they played each other for 3 weeks and then they went and played each other. That's what has to happen.
So, yeah, that's what I was going to say is whoever goes to Vegas, they're mix and matched against each other for the first 3 rounds and then you introduce the buys after that for the teams.
But New Zealand's difficult because...
Well, they're done now.
Yeah.
New Zealand are done now, right?
But it's
you know,
Canberra or Cronulla have to go there, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, not Canberra, they played over the Penrith or Cronulla. I'm not blaming it because you got to overcome this nonsense. But the fact that we had to go to Townsville, as Canberra did, then you got to go to Canberra, easy trip. Then you got to go to Perth. Then you come back. They could have done a little bit of a favour to the two teams, Canberra and Cronulla mainly. Penrith have had a dream ride and are just down on troops, but I'm never feeling sorry for those pricks. Yeah, Vegas good. After Vegas, terrible.
Yeah, look, Vegas is here to stay, so they've just got to find ways to, or it's like
Don't send them to Townsville. Seems easy.
Yeah, there's that, or you know, the teams play like late Saturday and then on the Sunday in round 2, so they get all that extra break, or
something.
Introduce the bye to them. So you know, the team that travelled the furthest to Vegas gets the bye in round 2.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then round 3 and round 4, the byes come into those teams.
Makes too much sense, Terry.
I'm trying. I'm not Canadian though, so I won't get a job.
Yep.
Now, speaking of two people who are contemplating their job at the moment, Tom Trbojevic,
Awful news.
arguably everybody's second favourite player because he is so good. You just know something's happening when he's around. Is it a try? Is it a line break? Is it a hamstring? You don't know.
Well,
but something's going to happen.
That's the Turbo game, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, this week,
Something's pinging.
something's pinged in his leg. And you got Mick Ennis going, I was at the training session. This is a brand new injury. Bro, he had more dressing on him than a Caesar salad.
Both his knees were taped. And the whole first half he was limping, and I can't remember who I think it was Matt Russell or whoever it was, kept saying, Turbo's not right, and Ennis is like, oh no, he's fine. And his knees go.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, he's just back from an injury, a hamstring, an ankle, a knee. I tweeted, so last week I said some positive things, and all the Sharks that I praised went out of their way to take a number 2 in my mouth. So I'm like, let's put it out there so it can get shut down. I said, we may never see Turbo fit again.
Nope.
And everyone's like, we think you're right, or 2 years too late.
Well,
sucks.
Yeah, it does. And this is like, it's not, you know, if it was a hamstring again, you'd turn around and go, maybe he's got to go down the path of surgery and like
The Latrell
have it literally surgically repaired and sit out for the rest of the year. But
He did that last year, though.
I don't think he had his hamstring surgically repaired though.
The last 3, he's missed like 40 weeks.
But his MCL just pinged on a nothing play.
Yeah, and it sucks. Because he's such a good player. But speaking of sucks,
Speaking of absolutely sucks.
since Dylan Brown has signed that deal, Terry, he's turned into the worst player in the competition. Until there's a minute to go. Then he makes a run and breaks 3 tackles, then puts a perfect kick for Sean Lane to score.
Oh, by the way, Sean Lane was a metre offside.
He was so offside.
How did they confirm that?
I just think they were like, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
We got to somewhat justify this.
Maybe there was no angle on that. Like, did you watch the Soccer World Cup where they had the 3D offside?
Yeah,
the line and like if your nose and stuff because you can score with your face.
Yep.
Like, just introduce that.
Yeah, or take one look and be like, he's clearly offside.
He was so offside. He was nearly in my lounge room.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And he's a big dude, but that was a good kick.
A great kick.
Too bad the game was lost 70 minutes ago.
I've seen some Parramatta fans turn around saying that they have to go to Newcastle now and organise a swap. The names that have been thrown up made me throw up.
Yeah.
You're talking about Jackson Hastings and someone else, and it's like
I'd say Fletcher Sharp.
yeah, give me Fletcher Sharp and Greg Margie. But on a serious note, I don't know what the solution is. Right, Dylan Brown is obviously he's checked out. Yes. He's absolutely clocked out. He's like Moses isn't there.
Yep.
He's got no Gutherson. There's no leadership and experience, and they're not getting it from him.
No.
So maybe you just send an email out to his agent and say if any team can take him, because we've seen like Chad sign with the Cowboys and then go to the Warriors, right? True. If there's any team that can afford him, but I'm looking at that, you'd probably be like, yeah, we'll take him, but you're still going to pay for him.
Yeah, just there's no team that's going to look and go, she's probably on mid 6s, 7s, 8s.
Yeah, so someone said that Newcastle have enough cap space to absorb all of his and send Hastings the other way because there's 150 grand in between them.
Okay.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's...
But, I mean, do you look at Jackson Hastings and go, man, he's going to make that Parramatta team better?
No, but do you look at Dylan Brown and say, just get the flip out of here? That's what I think it's more from Para fans. Because I saw some Para fans that were protecting him last week.
Yeah.
Or defending him, rather, not protecting him. Now this week they're like, just get out.
Yeah, I just...
Jason Riles came out and said he's here to stay, and you hear Parramatta go, but what do? You got a $13 million half there who won't take a run until there's a minute to go in the game? Come on.
Look, I think Jason Riles, as a rookie coach, at 0-4, probably just needs to let the big boys make the decisions in that, because they're not making finals this year. We can already put the lines through Parramatta.
They could be last.
They're not making finals this year. So if you can get rid of him, just get rid of him.
Do you reckon the Roosters say, take Chad?
I don't know, because the Roosters look all right. Sandon Smith's all right. Would you really want to expose him to Dylan Brown's attitude for a year?
Probably not. I just think that for a year he's better than what Chad's given.
Maybe.
And the Roosters may literally. I mean, Chad Townsend. Come on.
Well, look, Chad's got a win on the board and he's playing better than Dylan Brown.
Oh, God.
Now, some centres. Some really, really good centres have been on show. Obviously, we saw the Ruben Garrett game. We've seen...
Jackson Purdue had a great
Yeah,
week.
Jackson Purdue's had a really, really good game. Let's talk about two centres who had a great start to the year. One's a Shark and one's a former Shark.
Yeah.
Kale Iro, until his hamstring exploded, looked like he was going to be the best centre in the game, and probably has been the best centre in the game. He's taking control of Campbell Graham.
Yep.
He got the better of Stephen Crichton last night, until Crichton got to dance around Atkinson.
Yep.
Made it look better than it was. He's been playing really, really well. He was awesome in Vegas.
Yeah, huge.
He was great up in Townsville. They couldn't control him in Townsville. The Rabbitohs had all sorts of trouble with him. We've been banging about Iro for... Well, I mean, we've been banging.
Yeah, well,
But we've been banging
a long time.
We've been banging on about Iro for years and years and years, and we're finally seeing the fruits of his labour come into first grade now. He's awesome.
He is. And the other name you mentioned is a player we've been banging on for even longer.
Yeah.
It was funny how many Dogs fans were like, you need to give Bronson Xerri respect. Google Bronson bandwagon. Who was the first person in the world to tweet about this kid when I was watching him play flag every week?
I was making tweets about Bronson Xerri as a 17-year-old kid on his New South Wales Cup debut, scoring a hat-trick.
Yes, it was great. And then he went back and won a comp as our best player in a team that had Braden Trindle and...
Jordan Samarani and...
I think Nickera was there too, wasn't he? Or
Vasquez, Wilton was there.
It was
Nickera
a ridiculous team and he was the star.
Yeah.
So shut up.
Yeah.
I know about Bronson Xerri. We know about Bronson Xerri. We wanted to keep him even when he got dinged for the drugs.
Even when he got done, we were like, let's hope that the club just keeps him happy.
It'd be sweet for 4 years. And anyways, just quietly though, getting up and shushing the fan base who stood by you through that lacked a little bit of class.
Nah, you know what? I loved it, right? I absolutely loved it, because the minute Xerri announced that he was coming back to the NRL and he wasn't going to Cronulla, and he did say, thank you for Cronulla for standing by me, they checked on my welfare and everything. Yeah. But the minute he signed for another club, there was a section of the fan base, hands up, because I was one of them, that took a dump on him. Right?
Well, it's what you do.
And and last night, a couple of times when he got the ball, he got booed. Yeah. And when he scored, he got booed, and people were, in the background giving him the old bigot. I love it.
I
love a character.
It was pretty good, but
it's the villain, man. He played the villain perfectly.
I can't get over the fact, speaking of playing a villain, that he just won't come out and admit he had a nose job.
Oh,
it's just no one's mentioned it. It's like this. Nah, you can't mention the nose job. I mean, come on, Bronson.
It's like Blake Ferguson now. Has anyone seen how straight Blake Ferguson's nose is?
It's all natural.
He said it healed by itself. It was the carnivore diet. You know it wasn't. That was a surgery.
Terry.
Do you have to talk to me, Dan?
Mate, we've had some fun in this episode so far. If you're skipping forward, trust me, go back. We wanted to get all the positivity out because it's time to talk some black, white and blue.
Right. What happens if I don't want to? Because I'm not due to go on holidays yet, so you can't make me disappear.
No one would blame you.
God, it was awful.
Cronulla were terrible. Let's call a spade a spade. Mm-hmm. Everything went wrong on the night. The Dogs, with a much smaller pack, beat us up, and they wanted it more in Cronulla, despite all week everyone saying, yep, Cronulla are the real deal. I actually went out of my way to play as the centres and Brayley. And Jesse Raymond and Brayley lined up in tag team and each said, hold by, and no shit in my mouth. Why? So I'm saying nothing positive anymore. F*** them all.
Look, whatever. It was one of them nights, and it started off early where Teague Wilton got the ball. And there's a few people to blame in this scenario, right? But Teague Wilton played the ball to nobody. He played the ball to Josh Curran, right? Now, I get it. He probably should have had a look around and called out, but he's probably expecting, one, the guy that we pay $650,000 a year to shovel past out a dummy half to do his job, or two, that close to the sideline, maybe a centre or a winger to be there.
Maybe the winger who was busy talking to the fans.
No, he wasn't. He was talking to the touchy. The touchy kept saying something to him, and it was pissing Ronaldo off all night.
Well, you gotta let that go, Ronnie.
The Hero was there as well.
Yeah,
someone had to be there.
There are 12 players.
Yeah,
because someone should have been yelling, Teague, don't play the ball yet.
That's the other thing as well. Is how was no one saying to him, yo, Teague, stop.
Yeah,
stop.
Oi, idiot.
Yeah.
Like, just someone say something.
So that's the first thing that went wrong.
Yeah, wasn't great.
Then we also had an overlap, and Trindle put a kick in.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, with the form that Braden Trindle's been in for the last 18 months, any other night, that is a try to Ronaldo in the corner.
He had 15 metres.
It was just that night. Like Toby Rudolph comes back in on an angle and looks like he's going to score under the post, and what's his name, Bailey,
Haywood,
the 5'8",
Bailey
chops his legs out.
Yeah, good tackle.
Yeah, great tackle. Bailey Haywood killed us.
Yeah, he played exceptionally well.
I thought he was the best player on the park.
Yeah, I thought Zeri was, but if you want to go Haywood number 2, I think I had him 3 because I think there was someone else. Oh, Preston. Preston he took us apart. He is so good.
The fact that I said Bailey Haywood because I didn't expect that.
No, you don't, because you didn't even know his name.
I didn't know because they had that Bailey Biondioto or whatever. He's gone.
That's embarrassing.
But I didn't expect it, and he was awesome.
Yeah, he was very.
He was really, and we had them pinned down on their 25, and he kicked the ball 70 metres. You see Will Kennedy just tracking back. So
we had one outstanding player.
Yep.
In Kaylee who unfortunately got injured. That sucks. We'll talk. Check Finn's up. We'll talk about his replacements. Yep. We'll do that on Tuesday. We had one very good player in Adam Fanua-Blake. We had another very good player in Cam McInnes, and I thought Toby Rudolph was outstanding.
Yep.
Outside of that, dog shit.
Yeah, the thing about Fanua-Blake is people are forgetting about how good he was actually the best forward on the park. Statistically, everything, he was the best forward on the park, but he pushed that bloke in the face at the end of the game, and everyone's just going to remember the penalty.
Fair.
A la me and you last night having a bit of a laugh about it. Yeah. What sucks is that we've brought in this $1 million forward and no one's going with him, right? Oregon Kafusi, our starting prop, had 3 runs.
26 metres.
Huge Tukes came off the bench, 4 runs, 40 metres. 66 metres. Adam Fanua-Blake had 72 post-contact metres. He had more post-contact metres than 2 props.
Had metres.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm off Tukes. I'm off huge as of officially.
I've never been on him.
I know you were, and I'm willing to eat a bit of crow on this one because I thought he was outstanding for Newtown last year.
He's a great Newtown player.
And I thought he was great in short stints. The fact that we had 2 fit players on the bench, one of them was Axon, who ended up going on. But, Talakai was out, HA, which sucks because he started good. I know he dropped the ball, but he looked like a killer. Iro was off, and we had 2 players. One of them was Kafusi, who offered very little on the night. Huge Tukes got hooked. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
You hooked a bloke who is the youngest and the biggest bloke on the field, in terms of Cronulla forwards, of course, maybe even in the game, because he was just offering nothing. He kept getting found out in the fence. That, to me, says he's Mark Newtown and cannot play until someone else is very, very good.
And we've said it since Toby Rudolph joined the club that he's the best number 2 prop that you can have. Yep. He has got to start.
Undisputedly. I couldn't believe people were negative of him the other day. He ran like his life was on the line. He tackled really hard, and he played. I know he didn't make 140 metres or whatever, but he would have made more if he didn't get KO'd. And
he would have made 100 metres if he didn't get HR'd, such as the way that he was running.
I thought he was very, very good. I thought Talakai was okay until he, that was very unfortunate. It happens. There's nothing to do about that. Atkinson was terrible. He's done for me. Hohepapuru is the answer. Again, watch Finn's up. I'm going to go into a deep dive on the name after they name the team. I think Hiroti comes in. I've seen a lot of people call him for CV. I'm not on the Hiroti. I think it's either got to be Vale or Gabriel. Look, for me, it's Gabriel because you skip Vale. He's too old now, and Gabriel is. He's 21. Yeah, but Gabriel's 15, and I don't think he's mid-20s. But someone checked that.
21, 22.
No, I think he's a bit older. No, he spent 8 years in Newcastle. He looks 28.
Bro, we got him and he could play flag. Here we go. Producer did.
Maybe he's 21.
I'll Google it.
Yeah.
So it turns out he's just turned 22, so he's a year or two off a pension. He or Gabriel, I've got to come in. Let's be. I think it'll be Hiroti because I just think it'll be Hiroti. Yeah, which I don't agree with it. I'm just saying what I think will happen. I'm expecting Kate Dykes to be named at fullback. He's playing fullback for Newtown. I think he just goes in. Whatever. Anyways, Jesse Ramin, worst game of his career the other night. There's been some terrible.
There's been some stinkers.
For his 150th at Cronulla, he went out of his way to be terrible. Our forwards went nowhere other than the two blokes you mentioned.
Britt sucked.
I thought the halves were despicable. Ronaldo Mulatalo was just in a mood to piss me off again. After last week, he was so bloody good.
All right, I want to talk about our wingers for a second because I think they're doing a great job in yardage, right?
Yep. Yeah, big time.
But anytime a bomb goes up, you see these idiots running 15 metres at full pelt trying to catch a bomb.
Yeah, like in a cannonball motion.
And they've dropped every single one of them.
It's not good.
Whoever is coaching them to do that, stop it now. Absolutely. We're the only wingers that do it, and guess what? We're the only wingers that drop bombs.
Yeah, their blow took 15 in a row. I know Wilson dropped one.
Yeah, he dropped one.
But
and you didn't see him running 15 metres to take it.
It's so dumb. Like, I get it, on the try line, you got to go up for it. And I'm not saying don't compete. Don't run and jump out of nowhere and try and fly over everyone. Looks great when it comes off, but it's such a low percentage
When we're in defence and they're putting bombs up that they're going to land on the 10-metre line, just don't.
Yeah.
If it's going on the try line, I get it, but don't kamikaze 15 metre.
No, you go straight up. I get the momentum, but it's such a low percentage play. And it killed us this week. Speaking of which, did we defend one short dropout?
One.
It just, after 3 times, just hoofed the ball and back your defence. They didn't look like, I know Preston set up that beautiful try to Zeri. They didn't look like scoring otherwise.
Nope.
Just they kept getting on the line and busting over, and good on them. That's what you do.
Short balls killed us.
Yeah,
and you know what? They targeted Nikora because, and it's I haven't really mentioned it, but I think now is the forum to do it. But he's in the middle. He's in the middle a lot.
Doesn't he?
He's in the middle a lot, and he gets caught at marker.
Yeah.
Because he on the Preston first try, he made a tackle in the middle of the field, and it was him, McInnes, and Fanua Blake. And Fanua Blake, the biggest one, turned around and went, "Sweet, I'll go back."
Yeah.
It should have been Nikora.
Yeah, of course it is.
And so Fanua Blake's defending a space that he probably doesn't need to, and we've got no back row.
Yeah, it didn't work. The second try, where Ramin ran out 30 metres, I have no idea what it was
because
thinking.
Nikora wasn't there. We were short. It's
so frustrating that you see these numbers, and whereas we blow them, they can just go through the hands. And you look at, like, someone goes, "Oh, Stone Street didn't defend well." The bloke was 17 metres out of position being Ramin. He walked straight through the gap. Stone Street doesn't have go-go gadget arms, and if he did, he does a peck trying to get him. The one where, Bronson fell and he grabbed him, okay? Yeah. Extremely unlucky. If they'd given that, I would understand it, because he didn't go out of his way to grab him.
But the thing is that Stone Street nearly made the tackle.
And he would have if he didn't get him. It's just one of those things where you have to penalise it, whereas you probably don't want to. And Stone Street was right to go up. And everyone goes, "Oh, your boy missed a tackle." Zeri grabbed him and brought him down. You got to watch these games, like,
it was a great tackle by Zeri.
Yeah, it's just on the attacking player, which sucks because you probably want to see that given, in all honesty. But God, it's just everything good we said last week is just so out the door now. We're 2-2. You go to Canberra, they've been pretty terrible the last couple of weeks. If we lose to Canberra and sit 2-3 with a trip to Perth coming against Manly, who might be mixed and turbo, which is terrible news for us. You start thinking, God damn it, here we go again.
I mean, don't want to go into the turbo rabbit hole, but if he's done his MCL, it's going to be between 6 and 8 weeks.
Yeah,
so he ain't going
we're going to miss Hero though. So and he would have danced bloody whoever he played against.
Look,
shocking night.
Let's just call it what it was. It was a bad night, a really, really bad night. Let's move on. The Jets won.
They did. 18-0 down.
Down 18.
Stop doing that to me. 28 unanswered points, though. They were very good.
Gabriel. Really, really good. Brad Fernley, best on park.
He was magnificent.
Jaden Barrell. He won't be at Cronulla come June 30.
Cheat someone's going to pick him up. He should be playing for Parramatta.
Yeah, Niue Puru, he was pretty
very good. However, Puru was very good. Pollard was good. Jess Colhoun's the one I got the most messages about. He was good. He ran hard, he tackled hard, he didn't make a whole heap of metres. He's coming off an ACL.
There's another guy who I don't think he's going to be at Cronulla come June 30 because I think that he will be, one of the lesser clubs will pick him up, and it's not even going to be a joke when they do. Billy Burns is way too good for the New South Wales Cup.
Yeah, I would expect to see him named this week if Tom Hayes can't get up. Honestly, he was one of the best players on the park. And considering where I was when we signed him compared to now, that would be a real shame.
Yeah. Billy Burns has been awesome, and he captains that team, and he captains them very, very well. And he leads from example. He takes 12 to 14 runs, makes his 100, 110 metres, doesn't miss his tackles.
People,
yeah. He's really, really good. So if it came to it and it said Parramatta are negotiating release, I'd be disappointed. But I wouldn't be surprised because he's pretty he's too good for New South Wales.
Absolutely. The Jets hit 4-0.
Yep.
Flegg lost a game they should have won. The fullback just dropped the ball. They scored. It happens. Whatever. It just wasn't a great week. And the boys went 50-50, a win and a loss. They're probably not going to make finals. The girls are both qualified for finals.
Is she ball going to make it?
Potentially. They've got to win and some things have got to go our way. The other boys are done. They need to win today or yesterday and they got absolutely dusted. It was an okay weekend. But if we beat Canberra, I think it's been a positive start to the season. If we lose...
It's 5-game stretches. We'll dissect it afterwards. Dan?
Talk to me, Terry.
For the last time, it's time for some TopSport tips.
Let's go out with a bang.
Let's go out with a perfect round combined.
Yeah, we can do that, maybe.
Thursday night down in Canberra, the Sharks are heading down to Canberra.
Yeah, well, whatever Bruce Stadium's
is. Bruce, ACT, whatever you want to call it.
Whoop-de-doo.
The concrete jungle that you and I have travelled down to on many occasions.
Yep, once. Once too many.
Look, both teams in different starts to the season. Canberra started pretty well, bouncing out. We've looked all right in patches.
Should be a good game.
How do you see this one going?
It's going to be a Thursday night game, I reckon. I reckon teams will bash each other up the middle and one will go late. I'm going to tip Canberra because that's what I do after a Sharks loss. But if Cronulla go down there and lose, I'll be very, very angry.
I too am going to tip Canberra, such is the state that I feel in at the moment. That I think.
Their middles, Horsburgh and Tapani.
Yeah, Papali'i will play.
Yeah, he got off. He had like 9 fines. That KO Weeks has done 3/5 of nothing all season, so expect him to have a big game.
He'll rip us apart.
And Timoko, no hero. The boogeyman.
Yeah, I swear to God, if we name Dan Atkinson at centre, so help me God.
I quit.
I won't watch,
I quit.
6 o'clock. Quitting. Yeah, 6 o'clock at Parramatta Stadium. The Penrith Panthers will be taking on the North Queensland Cowboys. Cowboys get their first win of the season, look pretty good. Penrith are 0-3 since Vegas.
Yep. We only talk about the Australian record.
Can they go 0-4?
No, Cleary's back.
Is he?
Yeah. They dust.
Hasn't really mattered so far.
No, but they dust. They've had one game at full fitness and they won. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's probably got a little bit to do with it. Yeah, I like what the Cowboys did this weekend, but they just know.
So both of us picking Penrith?
Yeah, Penrith.
All right, I'll pick the Cowboys. Yeah. Whatever. I'm so far behind on the tips at the moment. Got
to come back.
Friday night, 8 o'clock. Reggie the Rabbit's going to chin some kids.
Yeah, them Roosters fans are different.
This is the fan base that he should be legitimately punching on with.
They hate each other, these fan bases, and we're all laughing at both of you.
Can I ask you a question?
9 inches.
Why is this game round 5? Like, this is the oldest living rivalry in sport, in Australia at least.
Yeah.
How is this not a round 1 game? Why are we waiting round 5 for these two teams to
good question. Probably because they knew Latrell was out. And
he's still not going to be back.
Oh, God damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
You want him back. And Rabbit's got a HIA again, unfortunately, or broken something. This on paper should be monstrous.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's not. It's not.
Jamie Humphries, the rookie, against Chad Townsend, the idiot. Jai Gray looks really, really good.
He does.
Really, he's off contract too.
Ooh, it's worth.
So he's there's a few clubs that should be.
He and Teddy going.
Yeah, going at it. Man. Flip a coin. Who do you want?
Who are you going to
go? The Roosters.
I'll go the Bunnies then.
Yeah. Start off your Super Saturday with a game that you do not want to watch. It's the Parramatta Eels against the St George Illawarra Dragons. If Parramatta don't win this, they don't win a game.
No, they're going winless also. God, wouldn't that be fun? The Titans almost threatened last year, so maybe the Titan-esque. I said a couple of weeks ago that this would be their best chance to win. St George ruined it by winning this weekend. Yep. Who saw them beating Melbourne? But I think the Dragons look far better than Parramatta because I stepped in some dog poop on the way here that looked better than Parramatta.
Better coach. Better fullback.
Oh well, coincidentally.
Yeah. A centre who, Valentine Holmes found some form.
Yep.
They got a couple of wingers who, Sloan has taken it on the chin. Shane Flanagan last year said to Zach Lomax, "You're not a centre, you're a winger."
Yeah.
And Lomax didn't like it. He said to Tyrell Sloan, if you want to play first grade, you're playing on the wing. And Sloan's gone, cool.
Yep.
I want to play first grade.
Sweet, let's do it.
I think Dragons.
Dragons.
Give me the Dragons. No, you take the Eels.
No.
5:30. It gets a little bit better. The Gold Coast Titans, very, very entertaining team. I'll eat some humble pie on AJ Brimson.
Yep.
Played good.
Well.
First time in his career. Against the Dolphins, who are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am not touching the Dolphins.
No,
I'm taking the Titans.
No one should touch the Dolphins. No. They are despicable. Titans are a lot of fun, as predicted.
Titans are a lot of fun. And as you said, they'll score 30, probably concede 40.
Yep. So they're going to score 50 this week.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is a fun game. 7:30, up at Suncorp.
Not Friday night.
No, the Broncos against the Tigers.
Okay.
The Broncos look really good.
Terrell May, Payne Haas. Kaboom!
That is the battle of these guys are going to start.
Yeah,
Origin.
for New South Wales, absolutely.
But yeah, two massive forces going together in this game. Look, the Tigers have looked good.
Yeah, they've looked okay.
Okay is probably how you should say it. They haven't got the best out of Jerome Luai yet.
No.
They're being carried by Lockie Galvin and Appy.
Great player.
I think if this game was played in Sydney, you might get the bounce back.
Yep.
I think they're going to get flogged.
Yeah, I'm tipping Brisbane very, very convincing. Yep. I just think Katoni Sags came back
he was
with
in a
a
mood.
chip on his shoulder.
I'll tell you what, get him at Shibasaki.
He's turned into a freak.
Yeah, and Jesse Arthurs, he's,
journeyman are turning into
a couple of years ago they loaned him to the Warriors because they didn't know what to do with him.
Yep, now he's scoring tries for
Michael Maguire looks like he's now, is this the first, can I ask you a genuine question here, is this the first time that a rep back row has been suspended and the Broncos will get better? Because Jordan Ricky sucks?
Yeah, he's not playing very well.
No, he's not playing real good. But yeah, I still think they'll have enough to
Yeah, they'll do it, easy.
4 o'clock Sunday afternoon at Brookvale.
Yeah, if they've had 4 or 5 games at Brookvale.
At least it's not Parramatta.
No.
At least not Parramatta in this time slot.
I shouldn't complain.
Manly against Melbourne. This is delicious. Manly on fire. Melbourne really disappointing in their game. Horrendous conditions. However, if any team should be used to horrendous rain on a terrible field, it should be Melbourne.
It's a very good point.
They're going to Brookvale. If Turbo's playing, I'm picking Manly.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing.
He's not playing. I'm still picking Manly.
Yeah, I'll go the Storm because it's fun. And also, is Pappenhausen going to play?
I don't know. What did he do?
Yeah, well, every time he gets up, they go, "Oh, you going to play?" He was far longer. I don't think he played a minute of football this week because he was there and thereabouts. Couldn't play for the Bears, etc., etc. I'll tip the Storm. I think they bounce back. Hopefully Hughes is available, but whatever.
He's got broken in. He's out 4 weeks.
Well, he won't be available.
He won't be
Wishart won't play as badly as he did the other day.
And finishing off your Sunday night, the Dogs are taking on the Knights. Now,
well-rested Knights.
The well-rested Knights. Now, a couple of years ago, Newcastle beat the Dogs by a combined aggregate of 104 points to 0.
Yep.
I believe it was something
You
like that.
reckon that'll happen again this year?
I don't think it'll happen this year. I think it's going to roles reversed. We've seen from the Dogs that they can do it without Burton. They can do it without Kickow. If the game was in Newcastle, I'd maybe give Newcastle a sniff. But I'm taking the Dogs.
Yeah, I'll go the Dogs. I want to go Newcastle for the fun of it, but I just think the Dogs are going to go 5-0. Best start of the season in a long, long time. I think it'll be a big crowd out there. I hope the weather's good.
Is it at Belmore?
No. I think it'll be a real big crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope so, for their
Newcastle fans travel.
They do.
I don't know if they will for a 6 o'clock Sunday game, though, because by the time they get home, it'll be like 11 o'clock at night.
It is a rough ask.
Yeah, it's saying that, though, Newcastle fans don't have jobs, so should be all right. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws. For the final time, the good people of TopSport.
Thank you, TopSport.
Continue to give you support where you can for the people who work there. It's all good.
They are the best.
However,
it does leave an opportunity.
It leaves an opening for a show for some sponsors.
Yeah, I don't know if you got a little bit of sponsorship money. I'm not going to say I'll sell my soul, but if you want me to dance...
He'll dance.
I'll dance.
He'll sing. He makes videos.